Hey everybody, it's me, Julie Keefe here, reporting from underneath an avocado tree that's growing through a treehouse in Waimea, Hawaii on the Big Island. It's January 17th. Weather's fine. And I'm using this lavalier mic that I bought from my arch nemesis, Amazon.com. Cool thing about a lavalier mic from Amazon.com is that it enables me to do all these sort of really cool angles without losing any sound quality. I even have a windscreen on because I'm a freaking pro. You can't even tell where I am. Am I in the tree? Am I 50 feet in the air? Or am I not? I'm not, but a girl can dream. I bought this particular lavalier mic because a woman whose videos I occasionally watch on YouTube had it listed as an affiliate link, so I thought it would be nice to support. The reviews of the mic were also super good, and in fact there was one review in particular that really caught my attention. Some excerpts include: the dual transmitters are a delight. Clip one to the lapel, the other to a guest, and suddenly even the most drab conversation has the crispness of a broadcast from the BBC. Each transmitter holds its charge for up to 5.5 hours, though the case itself bestows life again and again, stretching total recording time to a staggering 15 hours. I could monologue the complete works of Shakespeare twice over and still have battery to spare. Pairing? Automatic. Simpler than convincing the butler to bring another glass of sherry. Storage? The case doubles as an organizer and power bank, keeping each piece snug in its proper chamber. You can understand why I was compelled. And this wasn't even the whole thing. Reading this review obviously brought me a divine amount of joy, the way that the author intended it. Whoa, there's a windstorm happening right now. Oh my gosh. Everybody hold on to your hats, or I'm in a tornado. Back to you, Jim. While reading this review obviously convinced me to buy the microphone, it also really made me think of Star Trek. It was like this strong visceral association where I was like reading this Amazon review and I was like, okay, this is really reminding me of this Star Trek episode for some reason. I couldn't remember the exact name of the episode, so I had to look up Star Trek flute episode, and it completely refreshed my memory. Season 5, episode 25, The Inner Light. In this episode, the Enterprise finds a probe that directs itself at Captain Picard and kind of like takes over his life, I guess, for a little bit. It like energetically beams him, and he wakes up on this planet that he's never heard of or been to, and he wakes up with this woman who says that she's his wife, and he lives out this whole life as this man with his wife and children who like plays this flute, and he studies nature, and over time he realizes that there's more radiation coming from the sun, and so there's a drought, and then when he tells the government, they're like, well, we don't have the technology to evacuate, and meanwhile the people on the Enterprise are trying to get Picard back, but they realize that he's been chosen as this like plant to carry on the memories of the society that went completely extinct because of this drought. And when he wakes up, he's back to normal, but he remembers how to play the flute. I cried. I did. It's like a legitimately really beautiful episode of television. Morgan Gendel, who wrote this episode, named it after a George Harrison song called The Inner Light, and George Harrison named the song after a chapter of the Tao Te Ching, which says, without stepping out the door, you can know the world. Without looking through the window, you can see heaven's way. The longer you travel, the less you know. Therefore, the sage knows without traveling, perceives without looking, completes without acting. I'll wait for the wind, even though I got a windscreen. Anyway, I realized that the association between this Amazon.com review for a lavalier microphone and this Star Trek episode is so strong in my head because I watched this episode of Star Trek with my boyfriend at the time, and we rented it through Amazon Prime. And before we watched the episode, we were reading reviews, and we were just kind of going down like a bad review rabbit hole. And I remember thinking, wow, I never order anything from Amazon, so I never read the reviews. And it made me wonder, what else? What else is in here? Which brings us to one of those will be fine. I'm actually so proud of myself because in my entire lifetime of ordering from Amazon, which has been since 2011, which is now 15 years ago, I've placed 32 orders. The first thing I ever bought on Amazon.com was in 2011. It was a Nightmare Before Christmas themed pocket watch from my best friend, Emma Kane. It must have been a Christmas gift because I ordered it on December 21st. Okay, so even 14 years ago, I was a horrible gifter. I can't remember any specifics about the pocket watch or why that was the gift I needed to get. I think she might have just at the time been like, I want a pocket watch. And she loves Tim Burton and she loves spooky animation stuff. And I was like, might as well get her this Tim Burton themed pocket watch. When I think of the pocket watch and I think of Emma during that time of our lives, I think about when we lived in Erskine Lake, which was a kind of community within the town that I grew up in. Shout out Ringwood, New Jersey. Oh my God. Deb, I'm in a wind tunnel. We're gonna have to go back to you. It was like, at the time, she and her mom were living in this very like cozy cabin style house by the lake. And I spent a lot of time there in high school. We would always go to the botanical gardens after school, and then we would come home before it got dark out, and we would have hot chocolate and eat dinner. I watched all of Arrested Development in that house. Maybe too young, but in 2013, I ordered the vinyl Altered State by the prog rock band Tesseract. I had it delivered to my boyfriend at the time. Different boyfriend than the one I mentioned before. What am I doing? And I remember now that he collected vinyls and he framed them, and he didn't have that one yet, so that must have been a gift for him as well. And I remember that when he started that collection in his bedroom in New Jersey at his parents' house, he had like these green walls in his room, and then he and his family moved states, and he had this cool room that was like in a detached garage from the rest of the house, so he had this like cool independent setup. The walls were white there, and I remember the whole collection being on display in this like white room. It was very cool. In the same order, I also sent him a book of optical illusions. I don't know why. Do you remember what this is about? Let me know in the comments. This order was placed on December 24th. Holy shit, I am so late for Christmas. This is crazy. But also awesome, I'm consistent. I'm a terrible gifter and I'm always late for everything. So at least I've been the same for 15 years. What else? I'm scrolling on my computer right now, if you can't tell. My trackpad's right here. Look, can you hear it? Can you hear the trackpad? Probably not, because I have a lavalier microphone. December 2014, I bought a Diva Cup Model 1 pre-childbirth, which looks like I canceled, but I did get it. Super life-changing invention, by the way. Okay, and then in 2017, we start entering Julie's practically living out of her car territory, because I see that I got some bag hooks for like behind the seat of your car that you can just put bags on. Because I was accumulating so much trash from eating so much food in my car. And I also got one of those phone vent mount things, you know, you put it in the vent and then you open it up, put your phone in, you know. In 2017, I was teaching 3 different marching band programs, and they ranged from being 20 minutes from where I lived to an hour and 15 minutes from where I lived. So I was eating a lot of quinoa in my car. I might have pictures. If I have a picture of the quinoa in the car, I'll add it here. Okay, May 2022. Okay, this was not an Amazon order, but I guess it was a Whole Foods order. I see that we have an order here. It's a couple blocks of cheese, a thing of guacamole, 1 potato. We must have been making a dip? I don't know. This is obviously the work of a different ex-boyfriend of mine who was very chefy. And we lived right by a Whole Foods at the time, so this makes sense. This is the same one as the one I mentioned at the beginning of the video who I watched the Star Trek episode with, not the one that was just mentioned before. Not that it matters. Oh, but then we have such a sad, harsh transition because merely 4 months later, September 2022, I bought privacy window film because I broke up with my boyfriend and when I was living by myself and I needed some cool privacy window film for my cool studio apartment that I lived in by myself. And I saw on an interior decorating video online that privacy film is a good way to let light into your home and still be able to see outside. Wow, damn, that is sad. It's actually kind of shocking to see time laid out in this way. Okay, let's see what else. December 2022, I bought a brick of ground bison from Whole Foods, and I'm certain that this was a gag gift for somebody, but I cannot place who it was. If I gifted you a brick of ground bison in 2022, let me know, please. Oh, and then we're kind of in the present. July 10th, 2024, I got a macaroni salad from the Bowery Whole Foods in New York City, and I'm not really sure why I did that. So this led me down a different rabbit hole. Rabbit Whole Foods. That's gotta be something. Okay, well, I went down this different rabbit hole and I realized that the day that I got this macaroni salad from the Bowery Whole Foods, I had been in New Jersey visiting my friends Nick and Donnie, and we spent the whole day there, and I had to head right to the city to go see this burlesque show that Sam was playing guitar in, and I bought a new shirt that day because I didn't have a shirt that would have been appropriate to wear to a burlesque show, so I had to like go to TJ Maxx, and then I went, oh my god, it's all coming back to me now. I like needed to get dinner, and so I just like went to the Whole Foods, and I actually have a video. Oh my god. I have a video of myself in the shirt with the mac salad just talking. I was like vlogging. If I can find it, I will add it here. Because it was actually, I had this beautiful conversation with the cashier at the Whole Foods, and that's what the video is about. I'm gonna put it in here. It's gonna be so relevant. This is crazy. I can't believe this. And after the mac salad, that brings us to 2025, which is the year that it just was mere days ago, where I bought this guy. So we're all caught up. That's gonna be so loud, sorry. Hopefully I will never buy anything off of Amazon.com ever again. I really don't like it. Amazon sucks so much. It's like, I will make a whole thing about how I think that convenience is killing us, and I think that Amazon is like the pinnacle of convenience. Hey everyone, Julie from the future here. I'm in the airport. Feeling like I didn't actually do a good enough job harping on my disdain for this company, and I'm feeling like I feel like I'm distracted because I'm in the airport doing this, which makes me feel crazy. It is now January 30th and it feels really pertinent. Oh God, I'm walking into so many people. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. And I think what I was saying is that it feels extra pertinent to really be hating on Amazon and big companies like Amazon right now, given the state of the world. And sorry. This is the worst thing. I hate this. But I'm doing it, so I guess I don't hate it that bad. Kind of cool that I had the foresight to make this video, but I guess it goes to show that I've been such a lifelong hater of Amazon and hater of companies and institutions that just like make your life easier, and they don't actually make your life easier. They just kind of make you mindless and make you want to buy stuff and sell you stuff that isn't gonna last and whatever. So I have tons of resources of alternatives and things if anybody ever wants them in terms of shopping, because obviously you gotta shop. Also, the whole reason I bought the Lav mic on Amazon is because I got a gift card. I would have not spent my own money there. I would have bought it on a different electronic site when I had money to do that. Again, I'm really proud of how little money I've given to them. There's actually a great video that I'll try to link below or in here from a YouTuber that I like named Levi Hildebrand, who talks a lot about convenience and a lot about deep dives on unethical brands and things like that. So while I used Amazon as kind of a memory unlocking tool, you can actually do this with anything. You can do this with anything. You can look through your ticket emails and see what shows you went to random years and who you went with and what was going on in your life at that time. I just went through my whole Google Calendar to see the entire list of shows I went to in 2025, which I made a video about. You can check it out. But that refreshed my memory a lot. Like, there was some stuff that I just forgot that I saw, or remembered that I saw but couldn't remember the exact circumstances of my life at the time until I like looked at all the other stuff I was doing during the week or the month and was like, oh right, I must have gone with this person. I must have gone after I did this thing, whatever. Even my alarm labels, I just had to get a new phone because I dropped my old one on the ground and it stopped working, and it backed up like old alarms that I had, and one of them was labeled call bug people. I wish I could tell you what that means. There's also talking to other people. There are so many parts of my life that I just don't talk about anymore because I'm not around the people who I experience those parts of life with as much. And when I get to be around them, it's so much fun and I remember so much stuff, and it's just so valuable. It's just so valuable to talk to others. Even telling stories about parts of life that other people didn't experience with you. You can just do that. We can just talk to other people. It's so awesome. The irony of this inner light quote is like that it almost sounds pro-consumerism and pro-convenience in the context. Like, you have all you need without ever going outside. Kind of could be spun into this like weird dystopian way of like, you don't have to go outside to get all your groceries. You don't have to go outside for entertainment. You can just watch it all on your TV. You can FaceTime your friends across the world or even next door and never have to leave your house. God, that makes me so actually sad to think about. But what I assume the Taoists meant was that you can have peace and wisdom within yourself without having to travel far and wide to reach it. The reason that Morgan Gendel, who wrote season 5 episode 25 of Star Trek, named it The Inner Light is because he said that the George Harrison song he thought summed up Picard's experience, that he, quote, experienced a lifetime of memories all in his head. And I mean, that's kind of just what I did right now. I have a lifetime of memories all in my head. You have a lifetime of memories all in your head. Like, I'm the probe, you know, you're the probe, you're the flute, and we just need like a couple Picards to sit around and listen to us. Listen to me just play my flute. Talk about my bison meat. This is also why we should listen to old people, but that's a whole nother thing. It's easy to clown on old people, but old people are very valuable, and one day, hopefully, we will be old people too. Oh my god, there's a giant spider web right there. If this video conjured up any strong associations within you or unlocked any memories from the old vault, leave a comment. I would actually really like that. I know I'm kind of using my sly businessman voice right now, but I would really love to talk to you about your memories and just hear what you have up there. It's important. Thanks for watching.